All right, let's talk about the one thing that separates the people who actually hit their goals from everyone else who just kind of talks about them. And no, this isn't just another productivity hack you'll see online. This is the real secret to truly actually locking in.
I'm sure you've seen it all over social media, right? Every few months, there's a new trend. The winter arc, the great lock-in. It's like this massive collective promise we all make to ourselves that this time we're going to get serious, focus up, and finally make a change.
But I mean, come on, let's be real for a second. How many times have you said, okay, this is it, only to look up a few months later and you're right back where you started? That initial fire just fizzles out. The discipline disappears. So what are we missing? What's the secret ingredient that separates the ones who make it from the rest of us? To find that answer, we're going to look at someone who was an absolute master of this, not just for a season, but for his entire career, a legend of the craft, Kobe Bryant. And by breaking down his method, we can actually find a formula that'll work for any of us. Okay, so it all kicks off with the one thing you can never, ever get back. And that brings us to step one. You have to master your time. I mean, the stories about this guy are just legendary. Kobe's alarm went off at 4 a.m. every single day. And he wasn't just, a little early. By the time his own teammates were showing up for practice, he had already finished 2 full, intense workouts. Now that is owning your schedule. Okay, I already know what you're thinking. 4 a.m.? I've got a job, I've got school, I have a life? That's just insane. It's not realistic. And look, you're not wrong. It doesn't have to be that extreme.
Because here's the thing. The magic number isn't 4, it's 1. Just one single, focused hour a day. That's it. And get this, 1 hour of dedicated, totally uninterrupted work on something can put you in the top 5% of people in any skill in just 1 year. So here's the action plan. It's simple. First, pick your hour. Could be morning, noon, night, doesn't matter. Second, you block it out in your calendar like it's the most important meeting of your entire day, because it is. And third, when that hour hits, phone on silent, notifications off, gone. 0 distractions. That hour belongs to you.
All right, so you've carved out your hour, now what? What do you actually do with it? Well, that brings us to the next critical piece of the puzzle. Step 2, build a routine.
See, Kobe wasn't chasing something new and flashy every single day. He did the exact opposite. He made the same shots, ran the same drills, perfected the same footwork, day in and day out for 20 years. He knew that real mastery, that comes from repetition, not from chasing what's new.
And you know what? This is exactly where most of us trip up. We start something new, we're all fired up for like a week, and then the second it gets repetitive, we're out. It gets boring, it feels like a chore, and that motivation we started with just vanishes into thin air. This is a total mind shift right here. We think we need to feel motivated to start working, but the truth is the complete opposite. You don't go chasing motivation, you chase repetition. The simple act of doing the thing over and over is what actually creates the momentum. The whole point of this is to make it automatic, so you're not wrestling with yourself every single day. You build a routine around your whole life. You wake up at the same time. You do your focused work at the same time. You go to sleep at the same time. After a while, you won't even have to think about it. It just becomes a part of who you are. Okay, so you've got your time, you've got your routine, you're set, right? Well, not quite, because just working hard, that's not enough. You also have to work smart. And that brings us to step 3, create your system. I mean, just look at how Kobe did it. He didn't just go shoot thousands of shots randomly. No, he tracked thousands of his missed shots so he could figure out why he was missing. He'd spend 5 hours studying game film from a single game. He wasn't just working harder, he was working smarter. He had a system. Here's the thing. A goal without a system, it's just a wish. It's a daydream. So take this example. Your goal is to bench 225. Well, the wish is just showing up and kind of lifting whatever feels right. But the system? That's a specific lifting program, a diet built for strength, and a relentless focus on correcting your form. See the difference? One is basically just hoping. The other is a concrete plan. A system takes all the guesswork out of it. It gives you a roadmap. Suddenly, you're not just busy anymore, you're actually being effective. You know that every single thing you do is pushing you closer to your goal, and that makes it so much easier to stay locked in. All right, this brings us to the very top of the pyramid. The one thing Kobe had that really truly set him apart from everybody else. This, right here,
is the real secret. It's this powerful, almost magical combination of two things: delusion and discipline.
So let's break that down, because it sounds a little weird. Discipline, that's your how. That's the engine we just built with your time, your routine, and your system. But delusion, that's your why. That's the fuel. It's that deep, unshakable, almost crazy belief that the life you want, the person you want to be, is already yours. You just have to prove it.
And this is exactly why you need both. Because if you only have discipline, you're just going to burn out. There's no big why to keep you pushing through the hard days. And if you only have delusion, while you're just daydreaming, you're living in a fantasy world with no action to back it up.
So the secret isn't picking one over the other. It's realizing they are two sides of the very same coin. They've got to work together. Your delusion points the car in the right direction, and your discipline is what actually presses the gas pedal.
And man, this quote from Kobe himself just nails the whole idea. You have to be delusional enough to believe it's possible and disciplined enough to prove yourself right. Your belief has to be that powerful, and your work ethic has to be that unstoppable.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. What is that one big, bold, maybe even delusional goal that you've been holding on to? And more importantly, what's the very first disciplined step you're going to take, like today, to start proving yourself right?